I look at my future and I think, what does my future hold for me? And in order to figure out what I want for my future, I wanted to go back to the beginning and unpack the reasons why I got into the industry. Do they still resonate with me? I think it's really complex. I think that as grateful as I am for everything that I have experienced, there is sadness and there is grief over the lack of a childhood, a normal childhood that you would expect, a 15, 16-year-old to have. I learned a lot, and it also was the beginning of my dreams coming true. So I'm very grateful at the same time. It was an accumulation of many different moments leading to this film. I think it was my experience as a child star myself and the fascination with the child stars that had come before me and after me. The experience co-directing was really, really fun, really exciting, and I learned a lot. Working with Nicola Marsh, my co-director, was incredible. She's just so talented. The reason why I wanted to come on as a co-director was because I also had a really strong vision for this film and what I wanted to bring to the table. And it was great being able to interview people and really getting my hands dirty. My vision was basically doing a deep dive on child stardom and the history surrounding child stars, how it affects the psyche, how it affects family dynamics, how it can possibly change someone's life. So there was just a lot to unpack there. With music, you kind of just go into the studio and you play music that's inspiring you, you chase a vibe, and most of the time you have an idea of what you want to write about. This film was, you don't really know what the other person is going to say when you're interviewing them. Each interview had something really special about it. Drew Barrymore was very nurturing and very, very insightful. Then you go to someone like JoJo Siwa, who is a child star of this generation, Gen Z. And how did that vary from the experiences that Drew, Allison, Raven, Kenan, Christina, and I all had? It was very fascinating. I learned things from each interview. Allison Stoner was extremely insightful and is so educated on this topic. We were able to reminisce on the past and how we have evolved as human beings to this day. It definitely didn't feel like we were kids again. I think it was easier for me to follow my dreams at a young age because I had my peers. I think that if I had been a child actor who rose to fame from a leading role in a franchise that didn't have other child actors in it, that would have been more difficult for me. I had other people that were my age that I could turn to, and we could share our experiences with one another, and I think it was beneficial for me to have that support system. I asked a lot of people to be in the documentary, and not everyone wanted to talk about their experiences. I think that this is a very vulnerable conversation to be had, and that's okay. Not everyone is going to want to talk about that, and there's nothing wrong with that. I wish that mental health had been more of a priority when it came to the awareness of how child stardom can affect someone of a young age in their most formative years. I think it's difficult when you talk about placing the blame on the industry and on, maybe parents or agents or whoever you're looking at to place the blame on for maybe not giving the child the childhood that they had envisioned for themselves. But at the same time, this is, when I got into the industry at a young age, I guess there was a conscious decision of, are you okay sacrificing a normal childhood for your hopes and dreams? In that light, I don't see a ton of blame on anyone for providing the experiences that I was given. But, with that being said, there are dark sides of the industry. With this project, it I didn't want this to be an expose. I wanted it to be more of an informative experience for the viewer. Also understanding legislation that's trying to be passed right now for future generations of children that are working online already. So, and protecting and compensating them. I wish that someone had made a film about child stardom that I could have watched before I entered the industry to really kind of suss out if that was something that I wanted to do or not. I don't have any regrets. Sometimes I can dwell on the past, but every experience that I've had, including the good, the bad, and the ugly, they've all turned me into the person that I am today. And ultimately, I'm just grateful for the experiences that I've had in my life. So this doesn't act as a manual for parents that are getting their children into the entertainment industry, but it can be insightful for them. And there's also a lot of work to be done in the space of protecting and compensating child actors. What is next for me? I am in the studio making new music, and I am writing a ton and recording and having fun with that. This stage of my life, I'm complete. What makes me feel complete is I'm happy in my career making music, making this documentary, but I'm also fostering really meaningful connections in my life, whether that's with my family, my fiance, my friends. I'm putting my well-being first, and that in turn looks like completion. I feel like I'm in a really great place in my life, and I couldn't be happier.